Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dhanva Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining the call today. Today we are very fortunate. We have His Grace Murari Vallabh Prabhu from Houston, Texas. And Prabhuji is going to enlighten us from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Canto 8, Chapter 18, and verse number 31 onwards. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, you may take over the call when you are ready.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaratari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaratari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaratari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayo Radha Madhava Radhe Jayo Radha Nila Madhava Radha Nila Madhava Radhe Jayo Radha Raspihari Radhe Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacha Stottara Satish Divine Grace AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirahe. Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance to the personality of the Godhead Narayana, unto Naranarayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Shravanam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Radayantasto Abhadrani Vidunati Surat Sarvam Nastapayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of the Godhead, who is praised with the transcendental song, is established as an irrevocable fact. So, welcome to Everyday Chanting, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 18, verse number 31 and 32. This is Lord Vamandev, the dwarf incarnation. That is 8th Canto, 18th chapter, the last two words. Adhyagnaya me shuta yatha vidhi dvijatma jatva charanavane janam Athamaso varabir iyam chaburaho tata punitha tanubi padastaiva. Word to word, Adya, today, Agnaya, the sacrificial fire, me, executed by me, Suta, properly offered oblation, Yata Vidhi, in terms of Shastric injunction, Dvija Atmaja, son of Brahmana, Tvat Charana Avena Jana, which washed your lotus feet, Hata Ambasha, who have become cleansed of all sinful reaction, Varbi by the water, Iyam, this cha also, Vu, the surface of the globe, Aho, O, Tata as well, Punita, sanctified, Tanubi, small, Padaye, by the touch of lotus feet of Tava, yours. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. O son of Brahmana, today the fire of sacrifice to ablaze according to the injunction of the Shastra, and I have been freed from all sinful reaction of my life by the water that washed your lotus feet. O my Lord, by the touch of your small lotus feet, the entire surface of the world has been sanctified. Text number 32. Yad yadvato vanchasti tat pratichya me tvam artahinam vipra sutan arhake gam kanchanam gunavadamam vishtitam tatha na preyamutava vipra kanyam graham samudram cha turagen gajariva Ratastam tata hatatma sampratha. Word to word, yet, whatever. Vato, O brahmachari. What shall see your desire, that praticha you may take me from me. Tvam, you, artinam, desiring something. Viprasuta, O son of Brahmana. Anutarkaye, I consider. Gam, a cow. Kanchanam, gold. Gunavat dharma, furnish a residence. Vrishtam, palatable. Tata, as well as. Anna, food grains. Payam, drink. Uta, indeed. Va, either. Viprakanyam, the daughter of Brahmana. Kraman, villages. Samudram, prosperous. Turagan, horses. Gajan, elephant. Va, ether. Either. Ratan, chariot. Tata, as well as. Ahattama, O best of those who are worshipable. Sampraticha, you may take. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O son of Brahmana, it appears that you have come here to ask me for something. Therefore, whatever you want, you may take from me. O best of these who are worshipable, you may take me a cow, gold, furnished house, palatable food, drink, and daughter of Brahmana for your wife, prosperous villages, horses, elephant, chariots, or whatever you desire. This end the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 18th canto, 18th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Lord Vamanadev, the Daw of Incarnation. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Nama Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitam Namavom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Peshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashattadeshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratise Nama He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpataru Peksha Krapa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Taking blessing from all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis for my purification, whatever my experience, and I will follow Srimad Bhagvatam accordingly. Today's verse is almost the end of 18th chapter, Canto 18, verse 31. Here, the foundation is already put of Samudra Manthan, then how there was a difference between demon and asuras and suras, how Vayovrata was done by Kashyap's Diti, wife, how she wanted a Lord to be appear in her womb, and how the Lord agreed to appear in her womb to deliver the demigods, to get back their position of the demigod. Here, Lord, however, whatever difficulty comes, he is always present. So here, demigods are all suffering because Bali Maharaj already conquered all the three worlds and he is dominating his power. And here he's performing Ashwamedha Yajna to see that nobody can, conquer him. He wants to prove he is the supreme king, and he wants to donate. He wants to give charity to all the people. And he doesn't understand sometimes that this property all belongs to Lord only. So Lord wants to teach him a lesson one way and glorify how big the devotee is. When the devotee wants to, give charity, they don't mind anything, whatever they ask. Of course, in the history, there are so many charitable persons we can name. Even Lord Shiva, he can give everything. He gave his own house, when somebody asked him. So we should know the charity when we give, we should not think it is our own. It is given to us as a lease. It is a lease factor which may last 1 year, it may last 70 years. So we are not the owner, we are the caretaker. That partly, I think Bali mistook that he is the owner of that property. Because now no one can own anything in this world. Everything belongs to Lord Krishna. So to make him understand, same time, Lord never comes for one purpose. His avatar is got multi-purpose venture it is. It is not like when we do work, we work. Because he strikes in one arrow so many people. So here he wants to regain demigods' property, demigods' position, demigods' loyalty, demigods' work, everything. Same times, he wants to glorify Bali Maharaj, but he's coming in the lineage of Prahlad Maharaj. He wants to see Prahlad Maharaj also, because he knows he will be there. So when Lord wants to have all these things, about 5 to 6 things at a time, he comes to this mortal world and he teaches a very nice lesson to us that we don't own anything. And whenever somebody asks in as representative of the Lord, we should be ready to give everything, life and soul of ours. That's why here, Lord, when he comes as Vamandev, he appeared as four-handed with the Gada Padma, everything. So this is the phase one. See, in the womb, when to come in the womb of Aditi, because she has done Payavrata and 12 days to 15 days, as desired by Kashyap Muni, because of his powerful sannyasa and powerful austerity, he could understand we can get Lord, we can call the Lord here. But whenever Lord comes, he dresses same yellow garments, and he has appeared on Shravana Dwadashi. Then there is a star. All these things are there. All the good things, all happiness will be there whenever Lord comes all over the world. Everything, crops will be going nicely, everything will be there. So here, 7 Rishis, Kuvera, Brahaspati, Brahma, Diti, everyone gives some charity to Lord Vamandev. So Vamandev, though he appeared in 4 hands, then he converted into his own 2 hands nature feature of it, because he is one who has to go to the sacrificial arena where Bali Maharaj is performing his Ashwamedha. So his upper garment was deer skin, and he has umbrella, water pot, and effulgent, as we know, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was afraid, the effulgent is, nobody can understand how this much effulgent can come. He was this thing. And when he came to the sacrificial area, the power of priest diminished, because when sun is there, glowworm doesn't have any power to show it is glowing. That shows when Lord comes with the effulgence, the power of the priest, effulgent of priest or whatever they've got, it always diminishes. That's why in 4.9 it is written in Bhagavad Gita, Janma Karmacha Divyam. So whenever we know when Lord descend in this mortal world, we know it is not ordinary. We should understand that is extraordinary things becomes. So he's powerful, and when Bali Maharaj, under the guidance of Bhragu dynasty, they all Brahmanas performing this Ashwamedha Yajna very perfectly. And he wants to give whatever Brahmanas and other people come. He doesn't see who comes and asks. So he was waiting, and that time he's dressed like Dwar Vamandev, and he had Kamandulu and everything in his hand, and he's coming to this performance of, and he is greeted by Bali Maharaj. He says, "Is son of Brahmana, today the fire sacrifice ablaze according to injunction of Shastra, and I have freed from all the sinful reaction of my life by the water washed your lotus feet." So we know that Uchista and water washed and their Padaduli are very powerful. Not ordinary, I'm sorry. The Vaishnavas, 3 things which can, we can wash, it can wash all the sins, and we will do the devotion service much better when you have got all the 3 things. Here, Bali Maharaj is understanding that nature of this Brahmana, and he thought, by just washing his feet, all my sins have gone. Though it is small face, but all the surface of the, when world is sanctified, that's the powerful nature of Vaishnavas. And here is the Supreme Vaishnava, Supreme Lord, coming to the give audience to the Bali Maharaj and other Brahmanas, Shukracharya, everywhere there, they are giving such an audience. And he's telling, he's telling what he want. So usually Brahmanas take charity when they perform some act or it has been called by them. Usually they don't go of their own. Here, Lord comes of his own without invitation. That is Lord's nature. Lord can be anywhere, anytime, any surface. So Lord comes here in the presence of Bali Maharaj. And Bali Maharaj thought he has got everything. Whatever this Brahmana Lord asked Vamanadeva, I can afford to give. That is first foolishness of Bali Maharaj. Because we do not understand what he will ask. So we have to be careful. Whatever we have got in our position, we can give. That much promise we can give. Not what we don't have. So not understanding the person who is asking for charity, whether we can afford or not, we should understand first. We should use our intelligence because we are thinking we can give everything because we lord our three worlds. That's what Bali Maharaj, what he can ask. He doesn't understand the power of the Lord, whatever form he comes. So sometimes we give, to many things. So we should not give. Mayavadi's katha, we should not bother. Bivi ka veta, we should not bother. Politician ka satta, that is temporary. And Brahman ka swartha. And Trump ka asamartha. So these are the things we should understand it. That's why again and again we have been asked to understand why Bali Maharaj is one of the greatest Vaishnavas and how he gives everything in charity to the Lord. He doesn't mind. When he understood in the future, we will not discuss that. That is why we should understand when Lord comes as a dwarf also, or he may come as an ant also. He has got all the powers. He doesn't lose any power just because he comes as a dwarf or ant or anyone. We see in all the 10 avatars how he is powerful, how he can smash the head of the demons and he can give them liberation also. Here dwarf is why he comes. D stands for decisive. There is a decisive factor. He wants to decide. He has already decided one way, whom to relieve, whom to punish, whom to get back their position. That is D stands for. And he has come on war foot. War foot means he wants to do things in a war foot manner, fast. He doesn't want to wait, when he kept his 3 feet, we know understand that. And he is always ready to do help Vaishnavas. Whoever has taken shelter of him, he is ready to always, he is ready and he rewards. He rewards them according to their nature, according to their desire, according to their willingness to surrender. And many times he says he favors Vaishnavas especially, who know only Krishna in their heart, and Krishna knows only Vaishnavas. Who is there? He is there in their heart. So there is a little favorance is there. Now Vamana is always, Vamana means victorious. Though one is because victorious, because whenever he comes, there is happiness. Everyone is satisfied. When he seeing his effulgence, seeing his beauty, everyone is thinking what beauty can, you can compare. You cannot compare Vamanadev's beauty or Krishna's beauty, Balram's beauty. When they are small child also, it is, so much we can't describe in words how much they are beautiful. So whenever he comes, A stands for admirable and astonished. Everyone astonished the beauty of Vamanadeva. Because it is 3 worlds are seeing, many demigods can see from their heaven, such a beautiful, and it is always cherishable, it is memorable. M stands for memorable. And here we can see A stands for He accommodates the beauty of the Lord, beauty of Srila Prabhupada, beauty of Acharyas, beauty of anyone, Vaishnavas, or elevated Vaishnavas, Srila Prabhupada. They accommodate. Our heart, we usually, discard someone we are envious, somehow I'm talking about myself. So we don't accommodate everyone in there. Here, everyone is accommodated. Even Prahlad's wife chastising her husband. I mean, Bali Maharaj's wife and Prahlad Maharaj. Everyone chastising Bali Maharaj. How can you, promise whether you cannot keep your promise? What is going to there? That is the reason we see that it is always very, very memorable. This pastime of Vamandev and Bali Maharaj, any time we can cherish, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always cherished Prahlad Maharaj and, Dhruva Maharaj story. Always he wants to, get, because he loves them. He loves Dhruva Maharaj, he loves Prahlad Maharaj, he loves Bali Maharaj. That is why he is ready to offer himself as a gatekeeper also. In the future it comes. So he doesn't mind going such a small, nature, but we always doubt why we should be so small. We can do so many things. That is our whatever fault we have got. So he is accountable also, because he is accommodating and he is accountable, because whatever he does, it is gives a much pleasure to all the people. No one is against. Whenever, though people do not understand Lord, then they want to fight to Lord again. There was arena when in the future it comes, because they are not understanding. And he never fails, and stand for never ever. Again, he gives, there it is reward. He's rewarding everyone. He's recognizing them. He is recognizing them, and he always wants to give something to them. When Dhruva Maharaj, after seeing Lord Vishnu, he said, I wanted a broken glass. And when diamond is there, what can I ask? Prahlad Maharaj said, no, I will not ask. I am not a Vaishya to ask you. So these are the Vaishnavas never wants anything. Kolavich, Sridhar Kolavich never wanted anything. Lord wanted to give so many things. Sudama also didn't ask. He came for asking a cow or something, but he never asked. After seeing the Lord, nobody wants anything, because it is the highest, it's the absolute nature of, pleasure and happiness. After absolute happiness, what else one wants? That's why these Vaishnavas never ask anything from the Lord. But Lord knows, because sitting in the heart, he knows. So he gave Dhruva Maharaj better than Brahmas. So whenever some desire is there in our heart, Lord tries to fulfill, giving both devotion service and the desire, because we are conditioned. When we are conditioned, we always, think, if I get something, I will serve better. That is our foolishness one way. Without that also, we can serve the Lord anytime, because Lord is happy with our menial service also. It's not necessary that we have to have so much opulence, then only we can serve. That is not the correct way. If you see, Dhruva Maharaj wants to sit on the lap of the Uttanpad, but he has got millions of better lap. That is Vishnu's lap he got. We should know that. Prahlad was sitting in Hiranyakaship's lap, but Narasingha avatar, when it came, he sat on Narsinghdev's lap. That was the greatest achievement of Prahlad Maharaj. Our goal is from Guru's lotus feet, that is Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet, to Acharya's lotus feet and Krishna's lotus feet. That is the surrender nature of us. Kala Krishna Das also, we know that he was surrendered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet, but he got, because of his condition, he got gypsies' feet. That is Vataris. So Shivanand Sen's dog, if you see, it took shelter. It shook shelter on lotus feet of Shivanand. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recognized it. So if you see, Shivanand was always bringing in Chaturmas all the Vaishnavas. He's paying all the, he was spending all the money for their staying, everything. The dog which followed him, he took very careful of the dog. Everywhere he paid something for the dog. Even in the boatman refused, he paid double money to accommodate the dog. Then when it followed Shivanand in all this. One day it disappeared. We know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu throwing the pearl and he sent it back to Godhead. This is the nature of the Lord. Lord, see how he surrendered, how he is taken shelter, how he is, taken shelter of Guru and Sadhu Shastra. When we take the shelter of Guru Sadhu Shastra, then Lord bestows us his complete mercy on us. It is easy for us to go back to Godhead. This is the perfect example of, where Lord wants to glorify. We know that how Madhavendra Puri, Krishna himself, stole the key. So we should know that Krishna is always there for us. He will help us. He will, he doesn't mind someone is calling him chore, but he's always taking whatever he does, activity, for the pleasure of gopis. When he takes butter, he steals the butter. When he takes the heart of the, Radharani, all the things he does for the pleasure of Radharani, pleasure of gopis. When he takes the sin of our heart, he gives the pleasure for us, because the clean heart is always a residential place of the Lord. We should understand. That's why Krishna goes out of his way. It is not necessary for the Supreme Personality of the Lord to all these activities. For what? Because he wants to give a pleasure. He wants to safeguard the devotees. That's why he said, he says, Arjuna, he is not announcing. Tell the devotees never perishes. I guarantee it. So whenever Lord gives us such assurances, such, protection, such award, how can we forget Lord for any moment? That's why it is always said that we have to remember Lord always. There is, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's small song is there. I like to sing that. Ekona bujina Prabhu Tomara charana Ashoka Abrahma Vayamata Purna Sarvakana Sakala Chadiya Tuva Charana Kamale Podiyache Aminata Tava Padatale Tava Pada Padmanata Rokibo Amare Araraki Kartana Ye Baba Samsare Amitava Nityadasa Janinu Ebara Amara Palana Bara Yekona Tomara Bada Dukha Paiya Che Swatantra Jivane Dukha Dura Gelo Padavarane Je Pada Lagiya Rama Tapasya Korila Je Pada Paya Shiva Shivatma Labila Je Pada Labiye Brahma Kratata Hoila Je Pada Narana Muni Hridaya Darila Sesaba abaya pade shirete doriya Parama anandanachi padaguna gaya samsara vipade hoye avishabudara bhakti vinoda upada koribe tomara. Here Bhakti Vinod Thakur is telling us, he's telling we are very sad in this samsara, vada dukkha. We have got distress, we have got some other problem. So we always think why we are miserable in this condition. But when we take the shelter, and he's giving example of whoever take the shelter, Shiva, Shivatma, Brahma, Lakshmi, all these people are elevated themselves just by taking the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur again and again telling us, take, there is nothing to take in this world, only the shelter of spiritual master, sadhu, shastra and Lord, then only it saves us all the times in this world. We are foolishly, surrendered to insurance, other thing, so many savings. It's okay. We have to do some saving, but we should not completely, depend on all these things, because ultimately the shelter only can be given by Lord. That's why this song is very, very important for us to understand in many places, to understand why we are singing this song whenever it is, sorry. And when Srila Prabhupada in the Jalduta also singing, why you brought in this world which is full of ignorance, which is full of dark, you must be having some purpose bringing me here. So you make me dance. I am you as a puppet. So we should be as a puppet in our spiritual masters. And whenever he instructs something to us, we should completely follow, completely surrender to his lotus feet. Then only our nature of this world will be revealed. That's why we may not be knowing our svava, swarupa, everything. But when we associate it, association is given so much importance always, because that association will make us reset our goal. We are, because of our so many desires, we set our goal in such a way that we will enjoy in this world, not understanding that this is dukkhalayam ashvashatam. Once we understand, then we understand, using our intelligence, we have to reset. After reset, we have to restart devotion service, whatever necessary. Ena kena prakarena, mana Krishna nivedana. At any way, we have to see that our mind is attached to this thing. Then you have to remind what we lost all these years, what we didn't mistake by not having association, not having, reading shastras, sadhus. That is why that time the remembrance comes, reminding ourselves, remembering, then we are doing devotional service with prayer, practice, preaching, and we are successfully. We always reject the illusory nature of this, because if you see, some of the things are inevitable in our life, like, even Prahlad, because of his father, and Draupadi, sometimes. So many things are there in this world, inevitable, death inevitable, accident inevitable many times. So in inevitable, you cannot do anything, because it is not in our hand. But when avoidable things are there, A stands for avoidable. Some of the things, our anger, our passion, our, ignorance, that can be avoided by getting a true knowledge from this sadhus, shastra and guru, and whatever Lord has given us in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagvatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we should understand that we are being given a chance, second chance in this world. So Then S stands for we have survey table. One is inevitable and avoidable and surveyable. We can have the plenty of opportunity. We have just celebrated all over the world. Even the whole universe must be, three world must be watching us celebrating Janmashtami and Prabhupada appearance day. So how much devotion, how much united we are, how much because of the united nature of our Vaishnavas, how these wonderful activities revealed to the whole world. So Prabhupada always is to say, one day the whole world will thank us. They have started thanking us always. So we should be living up to that, expectation of the world. We should not demoralize ourselves. We should not demoralize anything in this world. That ISKCONs, we should think 3 times before doing anything unwanted thing which spoils the name of ISKCON, because we are part of it. We are our life and soul part of it. So Prabhupada, when he started this movement, he had a preface. He started his preface almost in 1922. How much he has struggled from 1922. He's always focused. Yes, my spiritual master told me to preach English in the English language in the Western countries. So the preparation, that preface from 1922 to 65, 63, where in between he wrote, hardly he met 4 or 5 times his spiritual master, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So preface is very important for us. That's why we are stressing on resetting our goal. Resetting. We want to go back to Godhead. So we have to reset, restart, and remind. Every day we have to remind. This is not our goal. We are deviating. Please, prayers, please allow us to come into the common path, right path with the Vaishnavas. That is why whatever Prabhupada did in preface, he tried to follow. He was, in his mind always implementing his own nature, how we can do, how can he go to Western countries. And when he has got so much faith in Guru's word, so much love for Guru, so much, dedication for then Krishna arranged all these things, removing his all, property, and he doesn't have anything in his hand. Then Morarji Desai, Sumitra Morarji Desai came. Morarji, not Desai. So he allowed everything to happen slowly back to Godhead. How much suffered he has got. No paper, Srimad Bhagvatam. How much he carried his goods, only Srimad Bhagvatam. Completely dependent on that. And some, cereal and other thing for the self. So this is the preface he has done always. Then first phase came. First phase came because he want to preach at any cost to Western country, because that is the life and soul. That is the phase number 1. He didn't bother who are the people, unknown people, known people. He wants to tell them this is the right path. He didn't deviate at any cost, whatever suffering, he had heart attack and other things, residential problem, somebody attacked him. All this first phase, he agreed. Then Lord allowed the Westerner people to come to him and take his advice, and whatever he sings, whatever he cooks, they could enjoy all these things. And he could convince them. He didn't confuse like other people. Give me money, I will give mantra. Head and tail is not known, and they paid some money and got mantra. They thought they can go back to Godhead because they did not use their intelligence. But Prabhupada didn't cheat. He never cheated any one of us. So that is the greatness. Initially, only Western people came. There was not a single Indian came there initial stages. So when he brought these white elephants, so India also, we know how they changed the mindset of our Indians, how they became devoted to, Krishna and everything. And then after having the second phase, and he has got his own small, place in New York, and then he started, preaching to the whole world. He went 13, 14 times all over the world. That is phase number 3 he did. And phase number 4, he made, I think around 69 or some number is there. He made sannyasis. He wanted to follow his parampara without any hurdles in this world. He has guidelines. Everything he has given in such a way that nobody can deviate. Nobody should deviate, I mean, when they follow the strict advice from the Srila Prabhupada, because he is the representative of these things. When he meditated, he always meditated because he wants to connect people to Lord's lotus feet. That is the relation. That is why he has got a very nice relationship with all his disciples, all the people meeting him. He never neglected a small guy, one who gives, for toilet paper also. He appreciated them also. When somebody brings one apple also, he should appreciate. So that is the nature of Srila Prabhupada, who taught us. He never discouraged anyone. Whenever he came to Los Angeles, he could not find, I think it's Los Angeles, I'm not sure. When a small guy, did mistake and their president threw him out, and he didn't start his class, he didn't initiate it unless they brought him back. He was in a watch repair shop, they brought him, and then only he gave initiation and other these things. That shows the compassion of this great devotee Srila Prabhupada, because we are always, assumption that we are doing good, we are doing then what is left? And that from assumption, presumption comes that, okay, everything is fine, we will read that. But what is the ultimate? Only perspiration and disappointment. So unless we know what mental concoction, we should not assume something. We should follow strictly Vaishnavism. We should strictly follow Prabhupada. We should strictly follow Shastras. We should strictly follow sadhus, acharyas, whatever they are written. Then only it is possible. So these phases, Prabhupada. So when he asked us to do, whether we believe in Krishna is a Supreme Personality of God, whether we believe Bhagavad Gita's teaching, whether we believe all the wordings of Srimad Bhagavatam, whether we believe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his congregation meeting, congregation dancing, all these things, understand, then our real relation with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prabhupada happens. So once we believe what we preach, then he asked us to preach, memorizing some words, memorizing the pastime of the Lord. Then that's why Eda Aditi Yatha Mati. So speaking things which is related to Shastra always benefits both of us. And touching the people's heart is more important. That's what Prabhupada always says, because we are concerned with their difficulties, why they suffer, and compassion will be there. So we should not have our own mental concoction to do something which is not proper, not injection of Shastras. Then we can touch their heart, then we can make them realize, yes, Krishna consciousness is the best thing in this present world. And what they're lacking, we have to reflect that nature. They're lacking so many things, and we are following perfectly parampara. We are part of the parampara. There is no selfishness in this following parampara. And whatever the teaching, creativeness is necessary, and courageousness is always must, with Ghost compassion. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't have any compassion, we would not have been in these moments. So whenever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, Krishna's, and all acharyas and these devotees, whichever comes in the Bali Maharaj, all these devotees comes, which is very important for us to understand why Krishna is so much favoring these people. Why? Because it is the nature of the Lord. It is nature of Srila Prabhupada. It's nature of the all acharyas. They know the Kali Yuga is most worse, is going bad to worse. So when we do these people, whatever the adventurous they do, we should be part of it. We should not neglect what they want to do. We should be cooperative with them. We should be part of it. The whichever festival we do. Then when we bring every devotee in a common place and we celebrate this festival, it is immense benefit to all the world, because it creates a very positive, wave everywhere around that. Everyone is given sumptuous food. They remember, yes, ISKCON. ISKCON is only the institution where they love us, where they treat nicely, where they reward us with the prasad and other gift. And whenever charity is then, they remember us. So when we do all these things, then they will be always, impressed. There is no use of impressing others. Our impress is to impress our super soul by doing all this nature, how we help others. Because we can give a best story to the people, they may be interested, but giving Krishna conscious stories much better than whatever mundane story we give them. So social media also can help us by giving the real story of Krishna consciousness. So we should understand all these instruments are given to us to benefit us, because if you see Bali Maharaj's nature, he has suffered, he almost died, and Shukracharya revived him, how he conquered 3 worlds, how he is still devoted to Lord. He is telling in this world, his lotus feet, sanctified world. He could understand that because Super Soul is sitting in his heart, and in devotion is coming from the parampara of Prahlad Maharaj, how glorious the families, how the glorious. So we should understand this. These devotees are not ordinary. Even most of the Vaishnavas are not ordinary. They have sacrificed so much in this world. Today is also, many people celebrate Vyas Puja of His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj. How great this Maharaj is, how much from the young age he completely 100% dedicated his life to, Srila Prabhupada. One word, where he asked, where is your... So when such a people come in contact with the great soul, they are completely changed. Giriraj Maharaj completely changed, and he kept everything for his Guru Maharaj. So we should remember this Vyas Puja of this great soul is necessary. At least we can remember their sacrifice. He has written so many books, many moons, Dancing Elephant, I Will Build Temple, Watering Seed, Life's Final Examination. All these books are wonderful books. Who gave strength to them? Srila Prabhupada. Because so much dedication from this disciple, he wants them to recognize. Lord wants to recognize his devotees like Bali Maharaj, Madhavendra Puri. So many people we can take. Like that, Srila Prabhupada is recognized by, Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Acharyas, and Prabhupada wants to recognize his disciple. So we should have a deep concern, deep understanding about the nature of this spiritual master, whoever living now, whoever left us. So we have got so much fortunate to associate it with great soul, and we should see the glimpse of their glory, how much they have done to our ISKCON. We should be indebted lifelong, whatever this great soul has done for us. We would not have been in the stream of ISKCON unless we understand understand and dedicate it, and somehow give back whatever strength whatever our strength is there, give back to them, and we should appreciate. There is nothing, you spend money to appreciate this great soul. Whenever a time is there, instead of gossiping, socializing, we should appreciate all this the disciple and grand disciple of Prabhupada, what they have done to this world. They purified. Here, when Vamandev comes to the arena, is whole thing is sanctified. All like that, this disciple, Prabhupada, and grand disciple, all are sanctifying the whole world because of their Kirtan festival, their book distribution, their farming in it, their temples activities, distributing, giving kathas, all these things, and taking them to yatras. All these things, just it's not easy. We think, what, we are paying money. What is greatness? I'm paying money. The money is nothing in front of the activities and their sacrifice they done. They have to prepare. I've seen my own Maharaj. Whenever he takes to yatra, he doesn't sleep. Up to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, he goes through the katha. He memorizes what to tell. So much sacrifice they do for us to elevate us. But sometimes, like fool like me, think, what is greatness? I paid money, everything I did, I walked, I did, parikrama. That is nothing. The price we are paying for their sacrifice is nothing. It is insignificant. So we should understand, we should appreciate this great soul, how much Giriraj Maharaj, gave his life to bring that Radha Raspihari Jew. How much, people in the world, Janmashtami, I feel there must be more than 50 lakhs or 10 million people must be coming there to attend. So such a vast, where we can find such a temple, where we can find such a temple of Krishna Balaram, where can we find temple of Radha Madhav? We can't find. There are, all the temples are beautiful. How much devotees are praying, how much they're dancing, how much kirtan going on, how much seva, prasad seva going on. So we should be completely indebted to all these people, Maharajas and other things. We should not neglect. Whenever they come, we try to serve them from our heart, bottom of our heart, with the clean, nature, not, contemplating something nonsense. We think they have done this mistake. No, they cannot do any mistake. That is our small brain thinking, small mind is thinking that they have done this thing. That's all foolishness. The greatness of the human being is to in-depth think, gratefulness. Then, yes, Krishna will be pleased. Krishna, you cannot please spiritual master unless you sacrifice, you do devotional service, and you always glorify. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whenever he used to glorify anyone, he was glorifying as if he has got 10 mouths or 100 mouths. So that is the nature of our spiritual master and the Lord. Our dear Lord is always, always, always present in front of us. Only thing is, we have to realize it. Realizing with the association of the devotees. That's very important. I stop here. Any correction is there? Let us know. Hey Krishna Mataji. Yes, Gita Mataji, after a long time I see you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this wonderful class. Yes, I came back after a long time, but it was really nice to connect back. I appreciate and thank you so much. I actually, honestly, I don't know too much about Vaman Devta, so I will have to read and all before
I. You have to read, yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Murari Vallabh Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. And Vamanadev pastime is very close to my heart because I'm originally from Kerala. And in Kerala, they celebrate Onam.
Yes, yes.
Again, not fully for Vamanadev, but to celebrate Bali Maharaj,
Correct.
as if he's coming from the underworld.
Yeah, correct. You're right.
And Kerala, they consider themselves as citizens of Bali Maharaj. And another observation here is Bali Maharaj. I've heard that he's a Kripa Siddha, so he got the mercy of the Lord.
Yes.
You know, he was he was part of even the Samudra Mandan Leela. He was the king at that point, you know, trying to get
Yes.
Amrit from, and then he got killed, and then Shukracharya revived him, and then he went again to fight, and he won over.
Yeah, because
and
that
then he became slightly
Indra,
proud.
Yeah, because Indra was weak because he has insulted his own spiritual master and he killed another spiritual master. That's why when they're weak, enemies can conquer it. When we are weak in our heart, we have got unwanted desires in our heart, the enemies, 6 enemies will conquer us. That's the lesson we have to understand there. Why we become weak? We are dissociating with the Vaishnavas. We are dissociating with the all the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagvatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. And we are dissociating with Dham. We are dissociating with the temple. We are dissociating. So when we dissociate all these things, we become weak. And that weak heart, the enemy will conquer us. That is the lesson we should understand, that why Indra become weak, why Bali Maharaj could conquer him, and why Lord has to come again to help the demigods, and why he has to walk in take avatar in deities. So it is all interconnected. All the things, whichever Lord comes, it is very much interconnected. We should understand that. It is not that. That's why it is a lesson to us. We should never become weak in our heart. That's why association, 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 always association of the books, association, most important. When any part of the state, any part of India, celebrates Bali Maharaj, that is, recognition of Bali Maharaj. But they should also celebrate Vamandev also. Because without Vamandev, Bali Maharaj would not have been, glorified. That is why we should understand what is the purpose of this festival.
Yes, Prabhuji. And Bali Maharaj, even though he had some pride that he is the king of the whole universe, he turned into a great devotee, and he is the Acharya for Atmanivedanam, right? So he surrendered his whole body and life to Vamandev or Supreme Lord. So how did that transformation happen when he was not like the perfect devotee before? I know he's a Kripa Siddha, but then he became the greatest.
Again and again, Prabhupada, Acharyas, Guru Maharaj is telling which association he had, Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was guiding him. They were all together. When a great devotee like Prahlad Maharaj, you have got any other pastime, if you see why this film, which they spend around 15 crores, they got around 225 crores already, cross 225. Why it is done? Because in that movie, in that theater also, Vaishnava started singing, Narsingh song. That's the beauty of the movie. It has association of the Vaishnavas, and he gave credit to Srila Prabhupada, credit to ISKCON, credit to Gaurang Prabhu and other people. So that producer gave credit. When you give credit to your spiritual master, you are also becoming famous. When you don't give credit, when Bali Maharaj festival you celebrate, if you don't credit to Vaman Dev, you cannot become famous. You cannot become happiness. So it is, everything is involved. Association always makes you famous automatically.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, Gurima, anyone have got any clarification or questions? Hare Krishna, Mataji. Can we stop if nobody has got any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam. Thank you so much for this nectar class in the bhajan.
Sorry if I disappointed you. My preparation was not that good.
No, at the last moment I asked you. So thank you so much for coming and enlightening us. And the last verse of this chapter.
Yeah.
So it was so nice. Anybody has any question or comment? Okay. So let's pay obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarvesha krupa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। नमः दास ठाकुर की जय।
Jai.
प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
Jai.
श्रीमद् भागवतम।
Jai.
His Grace Murari Vallabh Prabhu
Hare
की
Mataji,
Jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai, Giriraj Maharaj ki
Ki
jai.
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 जय श्री प्रभुपाद।
Jai. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
बोल।
Sweet.